This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 23rd of October. I'm James Spann. Alabama turning much colder this weekend, strong north winds, and maybe an historic storm for the Northeast United States early next week. All of this is on the table. Let's get in there and talk about it. We'll check first off some of the Skycam shots around here this afternoon. Beautiful day today. There's a look at the Skycam that is overlooking the Tennessee River in Decatur. There's the Chehaw Skycam coming from Chehaw State Park, Alabama's highest mountain, south of Anniston. The elevation up there is about 2,400 feet. The sky is sunny, a few high cirrus clouds around it. Hey, that always looks nice, especially in the fall. I mean, the beach is yours. Just go down there and you can have it. How about that? That's the Gulf Shore Skycam. There's a water vapor satellite view. Again, the satellite maneuvering continues, missing the eastern part of the nation, but it's obviously clear here. Big trough in the northwest, pulling down the coldest air so far this season. In fact, let's just look up there. This is the surface analysis at mid-afternoon. And look at Montana. Temperatures are only in the 20s in the core of that cold air. I note that Cut Bank, Montana, 21 degrees with a wind chill index of 5. And you can pick out that cold front. It's nearing Kansas City and Des Moines, and that will be moving through here Friday night. So fair warning, it's going to be much colder this weekend. Don't be shocked if the model numbers are too warm. But today looks good. Most everybody in the upper 70s, few folks touching 80. Alex City, Montgomery, and Muscle Shoals will be like this for the next 3 days. All right, severe weather risks. Slight risk tomorrow. This is day 2. Des Moines, Omaha, just south of Minneapolis, St. Paul with our cold front coming in. But around here, it just doesn't look like it's going to rain much with this front. This is suggesting barely enough rain to measure. This is through Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. And sure enough, the models are definitely trending drier, as you'll see. But this is the big story. First off, 19, you can see in the middle of the Atlantic. That's no issue. Sandy is the one to watch. First off, there's a look at 19. TD19 will dissipate by the weekend, affecting no landmass. Look at the modeling on Sandy. And again, most of the tropical models want to bend it out to sea, but we're increasingly concerned that it will be bending back toward the upper Atlantic coast early next week. You can see the no gaps takes it up to Rhode Island, around Providence in 144 hours. And what we'll do is go in here and explore the modeling in just a moment. There's the official track from the Hurricane Center. It comes across Jamaica as a hurricane tomorrow. Should be a Category 1. Then it comes across Cuba, Guantanamo Bay, late tomorrow night, early Thursday morning. Should be over the Bahamas Thursday night into Friday morning. And then it becomes subtropical. It goes through the transformation as it gains latitude and becomes this massive North Atlantic storm. And could it be a perfect storm? Well, we'll see. Let's take a look. First off, the GFS. This is 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at 500 millibars. Big cold trough digs in the west. Down below that, we stay dry and mild. Highs should be upper 70s. Lots of sun. Same thing Thursday. The GFS depicting Sandy coming up through the Bahamas. It's going to start to be pretty windy in Miami and Key West. And, of course, in the other direction, there's your cold front. Leading edge of very cold air coming down the pike. Maybe some strong storms ahead of that. And then Friday at midday, the cold front nearing Memphis. And, man, that is some cold air coming down the pike. And, again, you can see Sandy that's east of Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach. And that's going to be a very windy day for the Florida Peninsula on the Atlantic coast side. And the outer rain bands could very well affect Miami up toward Daytona Beach and places like that. But around here on Friday, we might see a shower in spots. Anything should be pretty isolated. We'll go to Friday night just after midnight. The cold front comes through. Looks like the frontal passage will be, probably, Friday night sometime. But with the northerly flow on the west side of Sandy, we're not going to have any moisture. You need a southerly flow to get the moisture in here. So obviously rain, I'm beginning to think it's not going to rain in most places. So for the high school football games, yeah, there could be a shower with a forcing on the front, but with hardly any moisture, it's just not going to be a big problem. And then Saturday, it's going to be a windy and blustery and cool day. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. We've got Sandy to the east. We've got the Arctic high to the northwest. Strong winds of 15 to 30 miles an hour, maybe gusting to 35. Temperatures will struggle to get out of the 50s on Saturday. And that means for those football games Saturday night in Auburn and Tuscaloosa, bundle up. I think there's a good chance those games will see temperatures dropping in the 40s, and the wind will stay up because of Sandy. I don't think the wind's going to diminish after dark like it often does, so it's going to be a windy and cold night for football, but dry. And then Sunday, again, we're cold and windy, and at least the sky should be mostly sunny. We'll struggle to get out of the 50s. The GFS is printing a high of only 62. And Sandy on the GFS is pretty far offshore, but still the gradient is tight. And then Monday on the GFS, it's got Sandy, really headed out to sea. But again, look at this now. This is the European. And you can see the deal. Look at the blocking high up there below Greenland. And that's going to force, this thing back into New England. I really think now that is the likelihood. Still, nobody knows, but I think there's a very good chance that happens. Let's look at the European. This is Monday morning at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. 937 millibars. And again, this thing is in this transformation from a warm core tropical type system to a North Atlantic nor'easter type thing. And that would be extremely windy with very, very rough surf, high tides, coastal flooding going on. And even here, we've still got a pretty decent gradient Monday morning. I don't think we might see 30s. In fact, the GFS is showing 39. That'll pull down some very cold air, but frost probably not because of the wind. And then Tuesday, look what happens on the European. It's got a 937 millibar low on Long Island. This would be a storm of really historic proportion. In terms of nor'easters, incredible coastal flooding, power outages, strong winds, flooding. And then, remember, we've got this brutally cold air. West of the mountains, you could see snow that will be measured in feet and not inches. It's just remarkable if this happens. Let's check the Canadian. This is Monday morning, and the Canadian is farther out. The Canadian looks more like the GFS. And then Tuesday, the Canadian wants to drive it back, but instead of coming in toward Long Island, it's got it coming in maybe toward, the Canadian Maritimes or maybe Maine. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and we don't know exactly. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But I think the likelihood of this thing being driven back by that blocking high to the north is a very real possibility. And if you're in the Northeast watching this, I'd kind of make preparations. Think about power outages, and if you live in a flood-prone area, about getting out and things like that. No time for, high confidence in this, but it doesn't hurt to prepare. So that's the deal. And again, Tuesday here would be just kind of chilly and dry. Again, I think we'll be in the 30s both Monday and Tuesday morning, and Tuesday probably our greatest chance of frost if the wind goes down. We'll check the end of the forecast. This is November 8th. That looks cold. Look at the vortex north of here, and by golly, another shot of very cold air coming down the pike. Wow. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't forget to watch us on ABC 3340 News on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.